Since the release of Stalker 2 back in November 2024, we haven't received much information about the planned additional DLCs or future DLCs. However, as of patch 1.4.2, data miners have discovered information in the game files which now reflects an updated world map, which now shows future zones associated with upcoming add-ons, related story content, and much more. So let's dive right on in and take a look. Now, it goes without saying that all of this information isn't confirmed directly from GSC Game World, and as mentioned, comes directly from data miners, and sources to this can be found in the description of this video below. However, with that being said, it's important to remember that any information discussed and shared here is always subject to change, or might not even make it into the full release. So make sure to take everything with a pinch of salt, as everything is pure speculation at this point. But at the same time too, it's always fun to be excited for potential future content. Don't worry, I share your excitement. As mentioned, data miners discovered this updated world map, which now outlines 5 new explorable areas, which are located northwest and east of Pripyat. West of Jupiter, which will find us returning to the Jupiter plant, which was featured in Stalker Call of Pripyat, and a location just west of the Yanaf region, and then finally a location just east of the CNPP. According to sources, 2 existing locations such as the Iron Forest and the CNPP will finally become explorable areas, and potentially related to upcoming story content. And considering we visited these locations from previous Stalker games, it was inevitable that we would be returning to these locations again someday. As you can see, there will also be 3 DLC areas that will eventually be joining this map expansion, which include the Mysteries of Limansk, located west of the Red Forest, which will also include the new explorable area just west of Yanaf. North of Pripyat, we'll be getting the Sandy Plateau DLC, and east of the CNPP, we'll also be getting the Cold Island DLC, which does confirm the 2 additional DLC expansions promised with the Season Pass, but also provides us with information relating to a 3rd or future DLC that will also be included with the Season Pass, but for those who didn't purchase the Season Pass, will come as 3 separate purchases upon release. Now, according to sources, the first major story add-on, which will be the Secrets of Limansk, will focus primarily on the history and the ongoing conflict of the Duty and Freedom factions. However, their story will also be intertwined with one of the central elements of the DLC, which focuses on the Psi embryo, which was featured in the very first trailer for Stalker 2. Around it, a confrontation between both Duty and Freedom factions will unfold, each of which is trying to get their hands on the embryo. As the game progresses, players will find notes, PDAs, and other evidence of the presence of the Duty squad under the command of General Chechenko, one of the founders of the group, whose story was only briefly touched upon in Call of Pripyat. Skiff will apparently be returning as the main protagonist for this DLC, so it's unclear whether or not this DLC is set prior or after the final events of Stalker 2, which, if you played through the entire game, will understand why we're asking this question, and you'll also understand if you played Call of Pripyat, because if General Chechenko does make an appearance, then I suppose we're dealing with some Back to the Future kind of events. Of course, the question that everyone will probably ask is, okay, that's cool and all, I'm excited now, but when is all of this content coming? Well, the answer is, I don't know, and it's unconfirmed. Considering we still only have this game update list provided by GSC Game World back on April 14th, which does cover Q2 of 2025, so from April 1st to June 30th, with some of these listed features possibly moving to Q3, so from the 1st of July to the 30th of September portion of the year, we've yet to see a revised or potential roadmap for the remainder of this year that could possibly include the information discussed here today. So for now, and like always, it's just a waiting game to see when and where this information gets confirmed by GSC Game World, but considering we've already had the Xbox Game Showcase on June 8th, it could be a case that we might see some teasers or info around the time of the Gamescom event, which is being held on August 20th right through until August 25th, and this is if GSC Game World will be attending. However, that's everything for today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments on some of the information shared here today and what you're looking forward to most, or what you'd like to see in future Stalker 2 updates. If you're new here and you found today's video informative, consider giving the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel so you never miss out on future videos. To our channel members and subscribers, thank you for your continued support and helping the channel to grow. Until next time, stay safe out there in the zone, welcome to Vault 93, and I'll catch you all in the next video.